Hello, everybody. It's Tuesday. I'm John Cranton from Las Vegas. Welcome to Proline Daily, courtesy of JimFeist.com. I'm going to talk about some basketball action in the NBA and college hoops going on for Tuesday, as well as a free pick for you. I want to remind you, Jim Feist on a 22-7 college basketball run. Big week here with Tourney Play. If you want to get Jim's plays every day, you can get them on a free recorded message, 888-294-1970. Or just call his offices at 866-546-9467. Now, let's start off in the NBA for Tuesday night. You got this late game, Washington against the Phoenix Suns. You got the Washington Wizards. Long road trip here for the Wizards, but they are a road favorite of 3.5 with a total of just over 225. Now, Washington favorite here, but not a good road team. 11-15 straight up away from home. However, they're playing pretty good ball. Number 3 seed now in the East, 1 game ahead of Toronto, 2 games behind Boston. 7-3 run the last 10, but look at the last couple of months. 21-6 straight up, 17-10 against the spread. The Wizards just played 4 of the last 5 games at home. This is the start of a 5-game West Coast road trip, although overall it's rather an easy trip for them as far as who they're playing. Now, when you look at Washington, this team is 5th in the NBA in points scored. It's the defense that's right there in the middle of the pack, number 16th in points allowed. And the defense, the last 2 games, hasn't showed up at all, giving up 114 points in each of those games. They were a 12.5-point favorite over the Orlando Magic, and they barely won the game, 115-114. That's part of a 5-8 spread run, although they are on the road. Pretty good, 7-2 against the spread run. And after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game, Wizards are terrific, 20-7 against the spread. If you like to play totals, they're a perfect 7-0 over the total when they face losing teams, and they're facing a losing team here in the Phoenix Suns that have lost 2 out of every 3 games this season. A little bit better at home. The Phoenix Suns are 13-18 straight up. Is there anything they can do? Yeah, they can score points, number 10th in the NBA in scoring. But defense is a total afterthought with this team, number 29th in the NBA. In points allowed, they're 28th in field goal shooting defense. However, they've won 3 in a row, all as an underdog, and that's because they're on a nice home streak here. Now, the offense, the last 3 games, has scored 120, 118, and 109 points. That was against Charlotte, Oklahoma City, and Boston. All those games were at home, so this game Tuesday night is their 4th consecutive home game. It's part of a terrific stretch for Phoenix, playing 8 of 9 games at home. Really, the way to look at Phoenix Suns, over the total at home. They love to run and score, but can't play any defense. 21-8 run over the total at home. And when they face the Eastern Conference, surprisingly good here, 19-7 against the spread. They come off a game scoring 100 points, and they're 36-15 over the total in that situation. After a victory, though, they're not so hot, 11-27 against the spread. Head-to-head with these teams, the Wizards haven't done very well. 2-6 against the spread when they're at Phoenix, probably because of that long road trip, and the underdog is 4-1 against the spread. All right, let's turn to ACC tournament play starting here on Tuesday. You got Pitt facing Georgia Tech, couple of teams with pretty much 500 records. Pitt is favored, open 1.5, down now to 1. Some early money on Georgia Tech. And Pitt for the season, a losing record, not playing very well, losing 4 in a row coming into this game. 3-13 straight up run, as well as 7-9 against the spread. And the problem is offense. They're a perfect 6-0 under the total. Just look at these last 4 games. They've scored 67, 59, 52, and 42 points these last 4 games. They are number 13th in the ACC in scoring. They don't play much defense either. They're number 9 in points allowed, and they're dead last in field goal shooting offensively, under 42% as a team. Pretty good team to look at under the total at times. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech, you know, they were supposed to be rebuilding, which they are, and they were supposed to be one of the worst teams in the ACC. However, they've been pretty good under this coach, and Josh Pastner, his very first year. He's got a nice 1-2 punch here in the freshman Okogie, and then Ben Lammers, a 6'10 junior in the middle. Nice 1-2 punch. These guys basically average about 15 points per game, and they're playing fairly well. The last 8 games, 4-4 straight up, 5-2 against the spread. And when you look at those games, they went to Notre Dame as an 11-point underdog, lost the game by 4 points in a defensive battle, 64-60, and they even upset Syracuse as a +4 dog, 71-64. So a lot of excitement for Georgia Tech. Not expected to be here, but they have played pretty well overall stats, though, not a great shooting team, 43%, one of the worst in the ACC. It's the defense that the Yellow Jackets are pretty good at, slowing the pace down, but they're third in the conference in points allowed, and they're on an 11-4 spread run. They're also 5-0 against the spread when they face Pitt, and they just faced them February 28th, won the game 61-52 in a defensive battle. They trailed at the half. They roared back in the second half to win the game, and they won by holding Pitt to under 38% shooting, and Georgia Tech won despite shooting 3 of 14 from long range. Hard to believe they're going to be that bad again. They're also 10 of 15 from the free throw line, so I can understand why the money's moving on them. All right, your free pick for Tuesday. Let's go with this another ACC game. Boston College playing Wake Forest. You know, the BC defense, they've been terrible all season, and they've been worse down the stretch. The last 4 games, BC has allowed 104, 91, 82, and 82 points. They're on a 9-3 run over the total. When they play at neutral sites, 5-2 over the total. Wake Forest, they also love to run. They've topped 80 or more points in 9 of the last 10 games. And that includes the game when they played this Boston College team, an 85-80 final score. Wake Forest is on a 13-3 run over the total. And when these rivals clash, it is a perfect 12-3 over the total. Your free play on Tuesday, Boston College, Wake Forest over the total. All right, make sure you check out the podcast and the ProLineTV.com videos for Proline Daily. See you tomorrow with more free selections from JimFeist.com.